What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's a Champions League match day. We wrap up the league phase in Champions League against Monaco. Does Juventus go for style points in Europe tonight or protect legs for Serie A? Well, Spalletti's got some change, but why can't we do both? And is there more than style points up for grab for Juve? We're going to talk about this. Meanwhile, the Mercato hits crunch time. And Kolo Muani's return, is it upon us? A move for Norden Cuffy all of a sudden? We got a ton to tackle. We're going to have a lot of fun. I got Mas. I got Omer. Fellas, how the hell you doing? Mas, how's it going, brother?
Good, man. Another Champions League match day. You know, we're slowly digging out of the snow that we got nailed with over the weekend here in Ontario. So it's the sun's shining and there's a game on. So can't be bad. It's all good.
There you go. There you go. Omer, how you doing, brother?
Phenomenal. Yeah, I'm great. Champions League night. It's a Wednesday, so the week's almost over. I'm doing great, man.
There you go.
Hi, chat. Hi, everyone.
Yes, what's up to the AJC Army? And we're looking for someone specific. I mean, it's hilarious how the guy is here all the time. Right when he wins a kit, there's been no signs of Wing of Winter. Hey, man. You're in dangerous territory, because I might just give it away to somebody else, okay? Because we love our giveaways. No, we're going to wait for Wing of Winter. But great to see you all in here. Zwarwick Music, Panda, great to see you. Adam Khan, Christian Nucitelli, Gio, Trimboli in here. We got Matteo Camisa in here as well. And Aaron Levi, great to see you in here. Great to see all of you. Jacob6799, guys, drop a like while you're in here. Forza Juve as well. And for all of you that haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Next week we got another 2 kits going out. Thank you to all our members, okay, for all your support, and everybody that's been pumping through super chats and everything. We appreciate all the support, okay? So much love there. But yeah, get yourself subscribed and entered in for those kit giveaways. Also, we dropped some new merch there. Thank you to everybody who's been taking a look there and picking some up. But yeah, straight out of Turin, celebrating that kind of cool celebration from that new group that's kind of formed there, pulling the weight around Juve. We had to do something in honor of that celebration there and just keep the positive vibes rolling. So yeah, check out the merch. There's a ton in there, and everything's customizable in there. So you might find something you like, or you find a couple designs, put them together, have fun with it. Thanks, everybody. Now that the housekeeping's out of the way, let's get to business, all right? Headlines. How do we not talk about Kolo Muani's return, all right? So, difficult deal to pull off because you've got so many strings that need pulling. He needs to get the termination from Tottenham. Tottenham, PSG need to work that out. He needs to return to PSG. Juve has to start sorting it out with PSG. And we know how that went down past summer. PSG didn't like how we kind of drug our asses across this whole way. We didn't like their high price on Kolo Muani. Nonetheless, here we are, back at the forefront. The latest rumors suggest today that Tottenham will terminate Kolo Muani. He's going to go back to PSG. Juve is going to come in with a loan, simply a loan for the remainder of the season. And PSG is just going to want to find something for the rest of the season, and that this thing might actually work. Kolo Muani, return. How do you feel about it, Mas?
Colo back, eh?
Kolo back, baby.
Colo back. Listen, if there's no obligation on it, I'm good with it. He was I mean, he wasn't a world beater when he was with us, but he had some good spells. My only thing is he really the striker that we need at this point? I mean, he's got a bit of a bigger frame to what the current strikers on our roster have, but he's still pretty similar and pretty inconsistent, similar to David and Openda, right? So I mean, it would give us depth for the rest of the season, which is a strong suit. But like you said, PSG is typically very very, very hard to deal with. So let's see how it plays out.
This guy is posting under every celebration right now. He's just that kid that's stuck grounded at home looking out his window at all his friends playing and having fun and whatnot. That's what Kolomoani is right now. But yeah, Omer, Kolo, back. How do you feel about it?
I'm psyched. I love it. I wanted him in the summer, and I want him now. It seems to me to just fit. The way he played and the way he plays in general. His connection with the rest of the squad was pretty much the same. I don't know. It just seems to work for me. It seems to be the right move. I was hoping it would go for him, but it seems like a long shot. But now we are doing it. So I'm actually psyched about it. I think that's a great move from Juve. And if they do offload Openda and Vlahovic in the summer and Milik, I think that's a good base to go on with David and Kolomoani, even going in a two-man attack. I think they'll complement each other well.
So right now, as it stands, with the votes going in on the poll, it's 100%. Do you want Kolomoani back? So, I mean, obviously we'll let more votes hit in there. It's pretty simple for Juve right now. Vlahovic is out until mid-April. You need a striker to come in. Now, when you get to Kolomoani, there are some out there that are saying, well, I mean, geez, his form is awful. 0 goals, 15 showing, 16 showing, something like that in the Prem. If you go back to when he first came to us, his form wasn't great either. Maybe not to this degree, but it wasn't great either. And I mean, it was a thing where you felt like the environment, it just felt right with him there. Was he streaky for us? Yeah, I'd say so. But he hits this trait thing where I start to wonder about Juve. And what I mean by that is, right now, for this move, in January, no commitment, you absolutely have to do it. You need somebody to come in. Kolomoani is right up there for the names that have been linked to come help the attack down the stretch with no Vlahovic. Yes, so you do it. No commitment, you don't even care. A loan till the end of the season, figure it out in the summer, right? When you're talking about his traits, that's where I start to get into this team build thing and where are we actually looking, because Juve pushed so hard for Mateta, and they actually did offer up an obligation. It had Champions League attached to it, but still, there was an obligation attached there. They are two completely different profiles. Yeah. Like Mateta is your actual target guy, a big guy, and that is like something we don't have whatsoever. So it still raises the question as to anything beyond and long term. Do you still want to go that route? For me, it would end up being, yeah, you could still slot Kolomoani in there because he's versatile positionally and he can actually create for himself more so than David and more so than Openda even. And for me, it's going to come down to, if you wanted to do something beyond for Kolomoani, that's where you have to make a decision as to what you want. Because Kolomoani, when he was with us as well, also suffered as being the hold-up guy or the target guy when we needed that against the bigger physical defenders in Italy. So I still think long-term, I'm questioning unless you find a solution for Openda. Then you can have a perfect world where, maybe you have a David option, you have a Muani option, and you get a big man. And then you have all three options available to you, right? But of course, we have to pump the brakes and see how that plays out in the summer. But for right now, I don't understand not being down for Kolomoani returning. You need a striker, period. Bottom line.
Yeah, he was the type of striker that, some of his goals he literally created for himself, and I don't see any of our strikers manages to do it now or has done so, but he did. He came in guns blazing, like he had, 5 goals in his first 3 games. He had the assist against Inter, then he went been on a dry spell and came back towards the end of the season. A goal in the final match day versus Venezia. And I think he was good for the team. That was a good stint for only 6 months and the shambles that Juve were at this phase last season. So I'm all for it. I think that's a
Yeah.
great signing for Juve, and I think he'll fit right in.
Where I see some similarities and thing is that you go back to that team and now you compare the team and how they're playing right now. Well, yeah, you think, oh shit, you put Colomani in here now with how we are playing on the front foot, how we attack games, how we attack opponents. He should be pretty damn good. And yeah, I would say so. But the same thing applies to David right now currently and even Openda. And I said the game plan has to match. Kolomuani is slightly more of an aerial target than these other guys simply just because of stature and whatnot. And he will get you some in the air. But again, the game plan's got to match. If you're looking for one thing, does that change in the summer because now all of a sudden Kolo comes back and he's going to be pushing for a move in the summer? It's something you got to watch. But Kolo Muani could be very strong for us in the new style of play and the new system under Spalletti. Mas.
Yeah, no, and I think you nailed it, Bert. I don't think Openda is going to be a long-term player for us. I think we may find a solution for him in the summer just because he's not really panning out right now. So, I mean, if you're able to find that big body target guy that you're looking for in the summer and then have a complement with David and Colo there, I mean, that's a pretty decent strike force, right? And it's at the end of the day, it's a guy who's been here before. Like you said, he wants to be here, and I think in terms of chemistry, he'll just kind of mesh pretty well with what we're doing right now. So I don't see any downside to it, to be honest. I just think it's going to be tough if we want to do an obligation with PSG. Now, granted, I mean, his value has come down considerably.
Yeah.
Just the guy isn't scoring. So they're not asking for 70 million this summer. It's not going to happen. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to what the dollar amount is for me.
Yeah, it'll all come down to the details. And again, the question was asked on the last one if you had to pick between Mateta and Kolomuani, and fans are kind of split on that one, but the price tag will probably ultimately dictate things. And again, like I'm trying to, plant the seed, you might find yourself in a situation where you have to ask yourself, are you building the team again or are you looking at opportunities? Because if that big man and that big target guy never shows up, well, did you take opportunity over that? So we have to wait and see. But again, in a perfect world, you do find a solution for Openda and have a Colo and be able to get your big man as well, so you have all options covered. Let's see. Kolo Muani return, though. Yeah, that's interesting with the way this team plays right now under Spalletti and everything. But again, can't help but feel my mind thinking back to how Spalletti has talked and the push that they made for Mateta, that now it's become, because it's crunch time in the Mercado, and that's why I always said so much time was spent. Now all of a sudden it just becomes get a striker in.
Well, it seems like Tottenham are going to take Mateta once they sell Kolomuani.
Well, there you go.
Funny how that works.
There you go. And now all of a sudden, you'll be back at square one in the summer, and you could bring all these guys in and you'll still lack that set of traits and abilities unless you find somebody else. But for now, Kolo Muani, a very good option, and that saves face. I will say it. That saves face for Kamoli this window. If he can get Kolo Muani in here for the remainder of the season, saves face because way too much time was spent pissing around on a move that he backed out with at the end. So let's see. Hopefully for him it gets done. Marco Senesi, the move is close. 4-year deal, $3 million per salary on the table. Nico Skira says Juve pushing to close in the next couple days. Do you like it, Omer?
For who? Sorry, say again.
Marco Senesi on a free 4-year,
Yeah.
$3 million salary. Nico Skira says we're pushing to close in a couple days. Do you like that?
I have a bold statement about it, so I'll reserve my answer for now.
Mas, do you like it?
Yeah, I think I said before, I don't know a lot about the player. But I mean, I've wanted a defender in here for a while. So if he's if he's somebody that can either start beside Bremer or, you know, spell him when need be, then I have no issue with it because the dollar amount isn't too high. So no issue there.
Yeah, I
Just
all
in
I'm gonna
general, it's a
say
good
is
move.
you bring in Marco Senesi, the price is right. It's on a free. The salary isn't inflated by any means. That's all good. I'm still gonna want like that experience guy. My biggest thing is the question. The question mark of can this guy be a top level player for us? And I would still want Juve to look at some of the names of these more experienced guys that are top guys. I would still want them to do that. And I said it all along and I stand firm. You can make your pick with Senesi. If you will have an opportunity to say some goodbyes at the back, and I think you will see that. Maybe one. I don't think you're going to see two. But Senesi coming in, I still want an experienced guy. Maybe you say goodbye to two at the back line to make room, okay? But I still want an experienced guy back there. There are some shots you could take on some freebies out there. Rudiger would be one that I would take a stab at if you're Juve. Why the hell not? And Gatti's probably number one on my sales list. If you can hit the numbers last summer, 30 mil, goodbye, man. Goodbye. And age isn't just what I'm talking about when you're talking about experience. Because being 28, but playing nowhere to take notice of, that's not exactly what I'm getting at. There's a big difference than just age. So I have that question mark about him. He's in good form this year, having a good season. Hopefully it carries over. I still want a solid guy that you can actually trust would be a top D-man for you. That's what I'm saying. Now, Senesi, we're going to keep it rolling. Renewals. Holy smokes. Yesterday, the floodgates opened. Spalletti, it's not a matter of if, when. And Yildiz now, 2031, 6 million plus bonuses. Once Vlahovic says see you later, Yildiz becomes the highest paid player on the team based on this reported deal. And there you go. Spalletti, apparently, one of the reasons, because Yildiz has appreciated playing under him so far. And even McKennie, Spalletti pushing for McKennie renewal. And Juve and the player are not far off. Man, there's some fans in there that were saying, can we hold off? Pump the brakes until season's end. I have no problems on all three renewals doing them right now. And I'm usually the guy saying, just wait. There's no need to rush. But I'd sign all three right now. And I didn't want Spalletti. But you can't deny it. And my personal feelings toward him and not liking him, I will always put it aside for Juve thriving. I'm ready to sign all three. Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. First of all, if you remember 1 month ago, my guess was that Yildiz will be renewed in January. So I'm crossing my fingers it happens before the month ends, so I get that prediction right. McKennie as well, maybe some people won't agree, but that's like arguably one of the top 3, maybe top 5 players at Juve this season. So extending him is not a question. Spalletti, I believe we got to see what he's worth. So I'm definitely down with that. And the yield is numbers, salary, or whatever. Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's like top 3 talents in the world right now that people are looking at. And I would love for Chelsea fans to stop commenting on every post of his, oh, come to Chelsea, come to Liverpool. So just sign the deal so I can stop seeing that shit all over.
I saw a post yesterday of a fan. I can't remember what side. It really doesn't fucking matter what side he supports. And he had his transfer in target. So he had his out and his in for his club, and he had Yildiz at the top of the list at 70 million, and I had to fucking laugh. And this goes back to the guy that told me to be sportsmanlike and drop the day. It was not dropped for that one because he got a big fat day. 70 mil? You're dreaming, buddy.
Dude,
drop a one in front
someone
of that.
Someone said, I saw someone commenting, he's not that good now and he was even worse a few years ago. And that tells you all you need to know. The guy's 20. A few years ago, he was a fetus. A fucking fetus.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man. These guys are dreaming, man. And that goes to show you the arrogance of just Prem-tards in general, man. Like, it's unbelievable, man. Prem heads are the worst. And I'm assuming he's a Prem head because only they could fly out like that.
Arsenal has yet to win a trophy this season. All they have is like an EPL Cup or whatever in the past like 20 years. And they're saying, "Oh, leave that washed-up club and come to play for Arsenal." And the level of disconnect from where you are and what you are, like, stop crowning yourself before you win anything.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, from a financial perspective, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they'd be able to bring him in, obviously, because, I mean, their lower-sided teams are making more than we are over here in Serie A. But for them to just assume that Juve would just let him walk and for 70 million is, yeah, like you said, Bert, it's super, super arrogant, right? Like we're just gonna, like he's not the most important player on our team, and
not only that, but the fact that they just think he'll automatically go. Like it's just like, oh, we're the prep, like he's automatically gonna come. Like, what? It's like, no, maybe he doesn't actually want to fucking play for you guys.
Yeah,
and
like maybe
you'll
he
see
would
that from
rather
a
stay
Nottingham
at Juve,
fan.
who is a much bigger club than your little fucking tin pot club. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here.
But I will say on the renewals for Mac and Yildiz. I mean, Yildiz is obviously a no-brainer, especially at the 6 mil. That's a stupid number for a talent at his age.
Yeah,
I think Mac. I think he's done enough, and I think he's shown this season. It's definitely been his best season with us. I mean, just on versatility alone, I would bring him back because, I mean, we're like I always say, at some point we're going to start to need to build up the depth on this team, and he's a perfect player that can slot into several different positions, right?
Yeah.
In terms of Spalletti, like I'd be a hypocrite now if I said, yeah, renew him 100%, because when he came in, my big thing was bring him in as, as an option, but let's wait till the end of the year to kind of make a decision on him. I'm definitely, obviously, because of the way they're playing now, starting to trend in the renewal direction. But as I sit here right now, I can't be like, let's renew this guy today, because I don't want to be hurt again, guys. It's just, I don't want to see this play out in a.
But did you expect this kind of influence that fast from Spalletti?
No way, no.
Yeah, that's why my answer would change compared to what I said, I don't know, 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
Because the shift is unbelievable. What has become of this team in a short stint of time?
It's a revolution, right? Like it's every part of the team is mentality. It's gameplay. Like I think I've told you guys before. Like it's actually fun to watch Juve games again. Like the last 3-4 years, I'd be falling asleep watching games. Right now, it's
on the last post match. I said this is finally a time where you can trust the process.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that it's complete, but you finally have signs that this is the way forward. Support this guy. Back this guy. And that's why I said this winter window, it kind of is a big one for Comolli. Like, you have to back this guy. You can't treat him like Tudor was treated. Like, you have to back this guy. He has earned that. Striker is what he needs. You go out, you find one. You don't waste 3/4 of the window chasing a guy if you're not willing to go to that lengths. That's what pissed me off. You're getting fortunate here, I think, with the Kolo Muani situation. This is a big save face for Comolli. When you're talking about McKennie, it's funny how it works. Because back in the summer, it was like, man, what do you do with this guy? Like, there was too many question marks around him. And it was like, I don't know. I still said you got to get rid of one of Weah or McKennie to kind of move things in the roster. And I said I'd move Weah before I move McKennie. But at that point in time, it's like, do you see how the season goes and then make your call? That's kind of where I ended up. And the funny thing is, McKennie's value has gone up. If you would have made the renewal in the summer, you had a better shot at getting less.
Yeah.
But because if you would have said in the summer, oh, it's going to take 4.5 probably to get him, I said no chance. But you're saying that now, and it's like, yeah, just do it. It's funny how it changes.
It also, a lot of people, mainly on Twitter, hold on to their opinion no matter what. And when new information comes in, new stats, a new season, you have to look at it and reconsider if you're still holding that position. Most of the people that don't want McKennie is because they hated him 2 years ago, and they're still on that. You can't deny the added value he brings to this team, and even replacing him wouldn't be an easy task. Like Juve are linked to, what's his name, the guy who played for Milan, Frank Kessie. Are you happy with him as a sort of McKennie replacement? I don't think he's bad. I think he's a good player. But you need like 2-3 players to replace what McKennie does right now. Physically, he's always available. He's a menace. His technique has gotten a lot better. He's a great guy. And I always say that he's a great guy for the dressing room. Great vibes. Everyone seems to like him. And he battled, he pushed through. 4 different managers, shipped away, benched. This guy doesn't want him. This guy doesn't want him. And he's still here. And right now he's performing. So it's not a question for me. McKennie is in the form of his life. Renew him.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made that point, Omar, in terms of, and it happens to Locatelli as well, right? I think people, again, because they're not flashy and, they're not making YouTube highlights of their play, they refuse to change their opinion on a player just based on their previous experience of hating them. Despite the fact that they're getting better and they're playing better, they refuse to change their mind. There's just people out there that are like that, and you're never going to change their mind. People don't like Locatelli. Stats show otherwise, that they should probably like him because he's definitely an influential player. But at the end of the day, they just don't like him.
Stats, eye test, everything on that one. It's just the way it works sometimes. Yeah. But with Mac, Spalletti, Yildiz, I'm good to go right now. You could sign those 3 right now. I'd have no issues. Absolutely no issues. In terms of another headline, Norton Cuffy apparently in the mix there, and Juve is preparing an offer loan with obligation that has the same criteria of reaching Champions League. It is unknown whether or not Genoa will accept or not, but Juve making this late push while also still working at some things that they could do for the summer. Schlager's name comes up again. You have Frank Kessie, where apparently Juve has offered a contract. It's not a heavy contract, but that's probably the numbers I would be at for Kessie, because it's something. Honestly, it's a 3-year deal at $5 million per season, significantly less than he's making over there. But again, I'm just of the mindset I don't really care for Kessie. I don't think it's big for Juve. I'd probably look elsewhere and back out of that one. That's just me. But these are all the rumors that are swirling right now. Like anything, we take it with a grain of salt and we wait. But Juve, very, very active right now. Very, very active right now. And Nesri apparently, Sevilla dropped out and didn't want to pursue anymore. Him and his agents tried to go back to Juve. Juve made their stance clear that after he decided to take time, didn't want to come to it, we're done. That's it. And I will give them credit for that. That's the way it should be. You get a crack. You sit. You got to shit or get off the pot. You treat us like a backup to them, etc., whatever. You don't understand the situation at. You want a permanent move. This is what's in front of you. Too bad, so sad. And Nesri, I don't even know why we treated you like that or even put you on any type of a pedestal, because you get a big fat one of these, okay? I'm done with that one. So if it turns out that after all this, you go to Kolomuani, great. I'm happier with that than in Nesri. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and I saw a Fenerbahce fan that replied, and I don't remember if it was to one of our posts or somewhere else, but he said, I mean, the guy is shit. The guy is shit. Fenerbahce are looking to offload him because of his salary, and he's just not to the level. That definitely doesn't justify the salary. Look, he had a chance. I said it last time. You only get one when you're that type of a player, and not like, I don't know, the Kylian Mbappe or whatever. You get one chance, man. If you pass on that, then that's it. Chance gone.
Yeah. And again, the numbers that the media tries to push around, and second in scoring over the past couple of years only to Osimhen, etc. Dude, I said it. Bagging all those goals in Turkey is like being huge in Japan. It really don't matter at the end of the day, okay? Don't count for shit. Now, Champions League matchup today. Okay? Monaco. Let's get to this thing. Let's talk about this matchup here. Having been dealt a merciless thrashing by Real Madrid last week, Monaco's tally of 9 points from 7 games leaves them 21st in the standings. They're going to be wanting to get something out of here. Shocker, but Paul Pogba not fit for this one for Monaco. Shocking there.
No way.
It's probably going to be a tough task for them. They are still, though, on track to reach the knockout round playoffs. They sit 1 point above the elimination zone heading into the final match day. They were well beaten at the Bernabeu, okay? And they're going to try to be bouncing back. That is their heaviest European defeat, by the way. That's 6-1 thrashing, okay? Heaviest European defeat. They're going to try to come back with it against us. We know the story with us. And we'll get to Juve in general and why I'm so comfortable signing everything right now with Spalletti. Monaco's got to try and bounce back from that. But they have also lost 7 of their last 9 league matches. Guys, these guys are in rough form. They're having a very poor season, okay? And history's not going to be on their side either. Lost 4 of the last 6 previous meetings with Juve, winning only once out of those 6. And Juve's coming off a spectacular week, beating Benfica, following it up with the win against Napoli. And you know what? Juve's breaking trends everywhere. This is why I'm comfortable with Spalletti and making this signing. Usually, typically, around the Champions League matchups, you get a huge letdown. We've come accustomed to that over this period of transition that's ended up to be just a banter era, essentially, of these 5 years. But now, we're seeing trends break all the time. Moments that would usually cause these players, this side, to crumble, we fought back, we fought through, and we didn't let it spiral, okay? Then you get from a blip, again, with that Cagliari match. Oh, now your schedule gets difficult. Now what happens? And you still react. You still bounce back. You beat a bogey side for you in Benfica. It wasn't pretty, but you showed the heart, grit, and determination you needed. And I actually made the comment that I think it set them up perfectly for what you needed against Napoli. Then Napoli comes in. Look, Antonio Conte can continue to cry as much as he wants about whatever the fuck Spalletti says, former champion, whatever. And actually, Spalletti never said that. He's crying about Spalletti calling them, we beat the former Italian champions, and Conte's, well, he needs to show more respect. We still have the crest on our shirt. Listen, he actually said we beat the Italian champions. So regardless, it doesn't change the fact. Antonio, you did get dominated. He said we weren't dominated. Yeah, you did. You got outwitted handily. Okay? The transition game, the high press at the start into the transition game, into the counters, second, it was perfect. You got dominated. You didn't get a single big opportunity to score the entire game. I don't care about the injuries because nobody gave a shit about Juve through all their injuries. Even if you want to count up matches missed, etc., players, 117 in total for Napoli through their players' injuries this season. Juve's at 103. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
So Conte, there you go. But Juve, again, big games, big weeks, Champions League, they're crushing trends that we have come to know. That's why now all of a sudden, maybe some of even the most skeptical, the most pessimistic, are starting to see these signs that, holy man, it is moving in the right direction. Spalletti really is doing something here. And now we take this into this matchup with Monaco. When you talk about Monaco, we talk about the rotations coming into this game. Talk about, well, you've qualified. You're into the next stage. There's a very low chance, somewhere around 5%, that you could finish top 8 even with the victory here. So there's not a whole lot up for grabs. Get your rotation in, focus up on that follow-up in Serie A. I make the argument there is more than style points up for grab for Juve right now because in football, momentum is critical. So for me, you can make a couple rotations in the game. You don't have to sacrifice a whole hell of a lot. And some of the changes that he's got on deck, we'll talk about them and whether he is sacrificing too much or whatnot, but I believe there's more than style points up for grab for Juve. And even if you want to focus more on that next matchup because you're comfortable with where you are right now in Champions League, I'm telling you, you attack everything full throttle because when you're hot, and this thing can just keep building and building and building. Guess what? You want to start rebuilding a DNA around Juve? Second gear isn't good enough. Hit third. And then after that, you want to hit fourth. So I say there's more up for grabs. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we still have a chance to make top 8. It's a small chance. A lot of different things need to happen in terms of results with other games, but I agree with you fully, Berto. Every game we play, we need to go in there thinking we're going to win. We're going to look at the roster shortly in terms of potential roster today, but some of the guys he's putting in there, you're not getting literally anything out of right now. So, I mean, they're not going to be any help to you. And like you said, it could kill the momentum. And we're on such a run right now. You got to be very careful. So you can manage tired legs after the game, like you said, in terms of training and rest days and stuff like that. But every game you play has got to be full throttle for me.
For once, I disagree with Bert. I think we need to see what we have, the misfits on the bench. This is a perfect opportunity, even Cabal. I'm not saying that you can't make those rotations. I'm arguing with that the importance and significance of this matchup. That's what I'm saying. So I didn't say you absolutely cannot make rotations and you have to go full throttle in terms of full starting 11. You should be able to make a couple changes without sacrificing everything. And I believe that we will achieve that. Now again, let's look at these starting 11s and then we'll get into this. This is what's expected from Monaco. They play pretty much a 4-2-3-1. You got Balogun up top. We're actually going backwards here now. Ansu Fati, Golovin. Remember Golovin and all the crazy Golovin hype after that World Cup?
He was linked. He was linked to Juve.
He was linked with Juve. Akliush there. Kamara. Zakaria there. Another familiar face there in a strange transfer for Juve that ended so abruptly. Vanderson, Deze, Kehrer, Enrique, and then Colm in net. That is it for Monaco. When you get to Juve, this is what Spalletti's expected to go with. So, Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly. McKennie, Miners will come in for Locatelli. Thuram is out there. Kostic, Conceição, Openda set to get the nod up top, and Yildiz. So, with this, guys, again, in keeping to the theme and, more than style points up for grabs, you see the lineups. How do you feel about this game going into it and these decisions on the lineup? What do you kind of expect, Omer?
Well, first of all, top 8, not out of the top 8. The goal is the same: win the match. It doesn't really matter if you're in the top 8. I mean, it does matter, but the objective is exactly the same. Now, there is a reason for winning, even if you have no chance going in the top 8, because you get seeded in the next round against the lower table teams. Now, Juve winning here could put them, I don't know, 9th, 10th. Losing, and depending on other results, can drop them to like 19th. Then you have a chance to draw Barcelona right now, Man City, maybe Chelsea. I don't know who would get out of the top 8. It's a crazy day of games. But Juve have to win that. Let's not downplay the importance of this match and a win here. Having said that, I think Juve will win it. I mean, it doesn't seem too difficult. They have tons of injuries. A lot of their first players are injured. So honestly, it should be a walk in the park for Juve, in my opinion. But still, they're going to play the same way I guess they play against Napoli, which was kind of a 3-4-3 defending and 4-2-3-1 attacking.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit less so with Kostic in there and not Cambiaso. But let's not forget also the run in the league and how important those wins are. And if you have to rest some of the guys, do it. This is a good chance. I mean, Arsenal played against Man United and their players were done because they decided to play them in the Champions League where it didn't really matter for them. And they didn't need all their starters. So let's not make that mistake. Either way, I'm going to this match very confident based on Juve's recent performances and the team in general and the vibe around it.
Yeah. And Mas, your thoughts in this game, that lineup?
Yeah, I don't know. I got to disagree with Omer. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I don't think there's any easy games in Champions League. And I think coming off that beating versus Madrid, Monaco is going to be pretty intent on putting in a good showing at home. So I don't know. I'm a bit concerned. Like I said, I want them to go for the win. Having Kostic in there just highlights the fact that we're still very weak on that side of the pitch, even when you're playing Cambiaso, which makes me question whether we should be targeting a striker versus a wing back or fullback, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm slightly concerned for today just based on the lineup, having Coop out there and then having Openda. Like, I mean, you finally got Jonathan David going, and now you're like, take a seat. I would ride that guy until he slows down a bit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense to me to put in Openda because you know what you're getting from him right now. So it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be an easy one. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
I get that. It's hard to disagree. I mean, when he's got five goal contributions past 6 matches. Again, getting a little break is not going to be a bad thing for some of these guys. It's funny because it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't type scenario for coaches when they need to make these calls, right? But I'll be quite honest. I'm expecting a decent amount of space there for Openda to actually be able to affect the game, right? And actually make some type of impact. When you're talking about the support that McKennie is giving Jonathan David, that should be able to transfer over to Openda as well. So he's not going to be alone on this island. The substitution for Miners for Locatelli, other than changing him out at a left center back role, that's the only place he could slot into the middle. Because when you saw Miners play next to Locatelli, he doesn't do what Thuram does. He doesn't even come close to it because he stays so far back. So Miners needs to get into the game. You want to rest Locatelli. By the way, I think Locatelli is one of the players on a caution watch to miss your next game, which is going to be a knockout, right? So you're not going to want to take that shot either, because they don't reset in the league phase unless something has changed. None of that resets. So, co-miners, I have no problems with it. Kostic to Cambiaso, hey, he scored a goal last game. He was playing on a different side of the pitch and everything, and the scenario was completely different as we had a 2-goal lead. However, everybody's been screaming, play him over Cambiaso. Cambiaso needs to just sit for a bit, even if it is one match. But I'm not sure that that's going to do it. And to be fair, if everything else for Juve clicks, it's okay if he just does, like, you know, the bare minimum and just holds stability for us. I still say push Yildiz inside, let Cambiaso operate from the outside, and we'll be okay. I have no problems with this lineup. I think it's totally fine, the rotations that we're making, and I still see Juve walking away with a victory. I'll be quite honest.
There are like 4 players on a yellow card, right?
There are 4. Yeah, from Juve. I can try and dig up the list here. I know I think
maybe I remember it's Locatelli. I think Cambiaso as well. I think Cabal. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't remember who the 4th guy is.
It's Cabal, Cambiaso, Locatelli, and Lloyd Kelly.
Lloyd Kelly, yeah. Okay.
So they're all on one yellow from suspension.
Yeah, so 2 of them are definitely not starting, Cambiaso and Locatelli. I mean, not definitely, but they're not starting. Seems like Cabal isn't starting as well. Yeah. So most likely we're going to get a draw and another round. So yeah, we need those guys available.
Yeah, there you go. And now with that, we get to form and all the good stuff. So Monaco's form in all competitions, past 6, 2 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. For Juve, all competitions, 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Monaco memories. This is the first Champions League meeting between Monaco and Juve since semi-final. 2016? 2017, that's correct. You remember the 2 score lines, home and away, boys?
Oh, easily. 2-0 and 2-1.
That's right. 2-1 away and 2-0 at home to reach the final that year.
By the way, that Monaco side was stacked. I mean, most of those players became big names.
I was Mbappe there at that time.
I was going to say, it was Mbappe there.
I was Mbappe
Bernardo Silva was there. Fabinho. Silva. They had a lot. Thomas Lemar and some others.
Yeah, there was that ridiculous goal too in that by Pipita with Dani Alves at the forefront. That goal was something, man. That back heel to fall right in stride with him. We had a nice Pipita discussion the other day in the Army chat for our members, talking about strikers, and Pipita and Trezeguet came up, and holy smokes, man. Pipita was something. You give that guy a sniff a goal, and he'll get it. Just barely needed anything. Space, time, whatever. Insane.
Played there, right? Falcao played there when we played them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So the
Bianconeri
Bianconeri have won each of their last 3 Champions League games. They haven't managed 4 consecutive wins in the competition since what year, boys? Chat, since what year?
Ooh. I want to say the same year, 2016-17, but I think it's even before that.
These memory questions are useless for me because I can't even remember, what I had for breakfast this morning. You guys are killing me right now. Where's Skanga when I need him?
You expect Skanga to remember these stats?
2021-22, the last time we won 4 straight in Champions League. 21-22. Form Jonathan David, we talked about, who also netted Sunday against Napoli. 2 goals, provided 2 assists in the last 3 Champions League appearances. But again, Openda set in there, and that's playing to Mas's point, that's saying he would probably go with him, at least take care of business before looking to change. Kenan Yildiz has provided 3 assists from open play in this season's Champions League. The last Juventus player with more in a single season was who?
More than 3 assists?
in open
Quadrado,
play,
maybe?
yeah. And that was 21-22. I'll give you that.
McKenny?
No,
Quadrado, probably.
Quadrado,
Yeah,
6.
that one year.
Quadrado was 6, and that was the year he had, I think, a ton of assists
Double
there
digits.
for
16, 16, I believe.
1. There you go. With that, guys, let's do the business. Chat, let's do the business. Final score predictions, okay? And a fun tiebreaker. Do you want to know who the mud is that's going to be officiating? We should do this in honor of Skanga. Okay?
Yeah.
Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez. The Spaniard.
No.
207 La Liga matches officiated, 5.7 yellows per game, 51 reds, 61 PKs. In Champions League, he has officiated 20 matches, 4.2 yellows per game, 3 reds, 5 PKs. I am trying to find the last if and when he's done a Juventus match, just quickly scanning. He was the official for the Azzurri's World Cup qualifying match against Norway that ended 3-0 in June. That was at the beginning of qualifying. I can't find anything on quick glance with Juventus. So, Omer, you got quite the reaction here on Jose.
This is why I love Omer, right? It shows you the comparison in football knowledge between me and him, where his reaction was like, "Oh my God, this guy," and I was like, "All right."
So there must have been a moment that makes you remember this guy, Omer. What is that moment?
No, I don't remember the guy. I have no idea who he is.
Oh,
Spanish referees in La Liga are awful in general, and my best friends here are Barca fans, so they complain about the referees in the league, not just officiating Barca.
Yeah.
And the matches I watch, they're just all over the place. They have no idea what the rules are. I hate being, refereed by a Spanish dude. They're just awful.
Well, hopefully that's not the case today. But thanks for sketching everybody out on it. We'll be weary of them. Let's see how it goes. There's predictions dropping right now. Fellas, let's not waste any time. What do you got? Final score, tiebreaker. Omer, kick us off.
Oh, someone already said mine here in the chat. I think it was Adam. Adam, I'm with you today. I wanted to go with a 4-1 Juve. Yeah,
Wow.
big one. But why not? If there's a good time to do it, what better time than now? And my tiebreaker would be McKenny making it 4 out of 4.
Oh, 4 on the trot in Champions League?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
That's a good one, right?
I like that. All right. Mas, what do you got?
I'm normally Mr. Negative, but you know what? Today I'm going to say 2-1 Juve. And I'm going to say second half, later goal on a sub from Jonathan David. He's going to score another one.
Nice. David as a sub. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going clean sheet, boys. 2-0. This is 2-0 all day for Juve, and McKenny does score. I have McKenny getting another one. I'm going to say that we get a very rare corner kick goal today as well against Monaco. So I'm going to say a corner kick goal. And, let's say...
You'd be safer betting on a Di Gregorio goal.
I'm going to say corner kick goal. It's actually going to be Thuram. It's actually going to be Thuram. So let's go with that.
He already has one.
2-0. Thuram.
It's actually strange that he doesn't have more goals.
Hey,
He has one against Inter this season.
I have been criticizing him about playing more to the stature, not being so small out there, right? So, yeah, we go with that. Predictions are in. Let's see where the chat all stands here. Okay, we've got a ton coming in here. Cugino Vinny 3-0. Gio's got a 3-1. Adam, we know, went 4-1, and Omer is right there with him. Chris coming in with a 5-0. Double for Co Miners. Woo!
Oh my God!
Wow.
Still better than
Miran,
a corner kick goal.
3-0 Juve. Skippy's on the same train. 3-0. Paolo, 3-1 Juve. Question mark. Okay. Trimble, 3-0 Juve. Mac, Yildiz, Chico. And a red to Monaco. Oh. Forza Juve 3-2. Ooh, barn burner. Barn burner over there. Yildiz, McKennie, and Openda to score. Ryan's got a 4-2 for Juventus. We've got a 2-0 from Dells. We got a 1-0 sketchy win. Justin thinks it's going to be a tight one out there today. Cugino Eddie, 2-1 Juve. We got Ibrahim there, 3-1 Juve. Openda, Coop, McKennie. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, predictions are in. It is very optimistic, and that's good stuff. Now, the last prediction I pulled up here was actually Ibrahim. And the reason I'm going to leave it up here is we're going to go here for a second. And I just want to pull the man himself up. Sporting the kit he won off of us. Congrats again. All right. I can't tell you, people, why I love when people post and show the winning kits and everything, because you would not believe how many call us out thinking that we legit don't give the kits out and that we're just like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, it's a push for subs. You never actually give anything away. You know what? I think it's the same guy that wanted me to stop saying "de." So to them, "de."
And a Cowboys fan to boot. What a quality individual this guy is.
Mas is a Cowboys fan as well, you know, so we all have our faults, you know.
Yeah,
so the Juve brings out the good side, and then the Cowboys might be where it levels off, okay?
Yeah.
But no, Ibrahim, love it. Love the post and everything. Looks fantastic, okay? Gio got his kit. He was a winner previously as well. Adam's got a kit as well. So, yeah, these guys just love to hate on absolutely anything and everything sometimes. It's actually funny. Now, I do actually want to go back here because we got to talk about this, okay?
Speaking of kits.
Madonna mia.
I'm going to tell you something, guys. If this is legit, this is automatically in my top 5.
I just went 6 to midnight. Yeah. This is a fucking kit, boys.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah. You were going to win the World Cup with that kit. We're winning it all.
Jesus Christ. This kit is unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable. I love everything about it. Talked about...
It's simple. That's the thing. It's
the thinner stripes, but keeping it to a lower number for perfect, okay, across the face. I personally, I think a collar like that is class. Like, I think it looks so sick. The awesome. Adidas stripes on the shoulders don't look like anything crazy. They don't take anything away from it. I'm curious to see what the back is like because I'm hoping it's not just plain white. I would like to see something similar to the past where you had the white block with the black box for like a name or something like that. I'd like to see something kind of dressed up to the back, but it's really hard when you have such a clean kind of retro vibe kit. You can't do a whole bunch, so maybe just the black box name and number, but this kit is... That's as close to a 10 for me as you can get for a home. Yeah. You know, like...
It's pretty much... It's AI, right? They didn't have a photo in that. But
these
still,
are off the leaks. So these are off the leaks, which are said to be at like 95%, okay? But man,
so I do see some black color under Locatelli's armpit that is supposedly from the back. So I don't think the back will be all white if that's true to what we're going to get. But either way, it's a beauty. And the other two are just as magnificent.
I was just going to say,
this could be the
all three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them are nice. If those are the ones that...
This could be one of the years that takes the cake for all three being top. You had years like that with 15, 16, where all three were just absolute knockouts. There was a couple other years too where they were all stellar, but this one might actually be just straight running away with it. So great stuff there. Love those. Love those.
You know what's going to elevate that kit? Visit Detroit. It's just going to make it pop big time.
Camp Granada, baby.
We're just about to say.
Camp
Visit
Granada.
Detroit.
Visit Detroit.
Hello,
one.
Mata. Hello, Fada. Here I am at Camp Granada. Okay. Guys, it's time. We're running tight, too, for time, so we got to get these boys segments in here. We got to rip through this. We got a little time for Storm the Barn, but let's go, baby. Bald State. My eyes. Okay.
My eyes. Okay, bold statement. It's been a while. Like one show. Okay, first one. Are you guys ready? Chat, are you ready? If Spalletti started from preseason, we'd be fighting for the Scudetto now.
100% agree.
Yep.
Mas?
For sure.
I think so as well.
Sure.
I think some of the stuff we saw early when Spalletti joined was kind of him, trying to test stuff that he usually tests in preseason. And I mean, that Napoli experiment, I guess it wouldn't have happened if he did start in the summer. But regardless, fully agree. I think we'd be fighting for the Scudetto right now.
I'd go a step further. I'd go a step further and say, because I've never believed in the things that just these players we're not capable of playing better. We're not capable of accomplishing more. I'd go a step further to say, based on what I've seen with Juve so far and how quick he's done so much, we'd actually be arguably winning it. I'd be safe to say we'd probably win the Scudetto this year if he was here from the start.
Good chance. Also, credit to J Medical. I mean, the not credit, but the new team has minimized the injuries a lot more. I feel like we're not as injured as we were.
It's starting to look
one.
like Burgess is paying off, in terms of, And also,
really
like,
does.
The return times haven't been exceptional, and they still kind of stayed down there, but it's definitely less frequent. So, yeah, great stuff there.
Who's injured now? Who's injured now?
Rugani, Milik, who
Rugani,
doesn't even count because the guy's, like, dead. So, Rugani, essentially, Gatti just came back, and Vlahovic. That's it.
Three
Rugani,
guys
Vlahovic, and
not
Milik.
starters.
And knock on wood, by the way, because that's sketchy as hell.
In terms of the injuries, though, that has to do a lot with, I feel, the way we're playing as well. I mean, I feel it's a lot easier on the body to be playing with the ball than defending.
Bremer has spoken out on that a lot, too. He said, I was nervous coming back from my knee injury, and he said the way we play and not having to be, engaged defensively and physically so much has made it easier, at least for him. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we probably jinxed it now, and we're going to have 9 injuries today, but
hopefully not. Hey, knock on wood.
It was fun while it lasted. Yeah. Okay, next one. The Thuram family could surpass the Maldini family as the best football family ever.
I mean, it could. Yeah. I mean, it could. Sure. The gap between Paolo, though, and everyone is so big that, like, all three of those guys have to really do so. So Lilian Thuram, obviously a legend. But Paolo's legacy is fucking insane. So where they got to make it up is from the others. So these other guys, Marcus Kefren, they gotta
win some titles.
Still on career ahead of them. Like, they have a lot to achieve.
Yeah, they have a lot to achieve. So I mean, it could happen, but Paolo, and let's be serious, Paolo's really pulling the weight on that family.
No, Cesare was class as well. It's Daniele who's not been.
I know, but Paolo's pulling the.
Yeah, that's probably the best left back ever. I mean, hard to.
Dude, you have an all-timer at 2 positions, left back and center back. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
The trophy haul, like, one of the GOATs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Out of all the next-gen players, Fagioli was the most overrated. I see you're having a tough time, so my answer would be no. He's up there, but maybe that's a shocker. But Moist Kean, to me, didn't live up to the expectations.
I'm just trying to think if he was the most overrated, because there was quite a few that were overrated.
Just trying to think back some of the guys.
You want me to throw out some names?
I'm going to
Maybe.
say no, because I'm going to say Illing Jr. was the most overrated.
But was he hyped up though? Like
Illing Jr. was like good and stuff like that, but the amount that he was hyped up was way overboard. Way overboard.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe Fagioli also a bad time. Like if he was, a youngster in a better time at Juve, he might have succeeded too. But watching him play for Fiorentina, I mean, even that level, he's not overly impressive or anything. So we already seen Fiorentina players who did the other trip and went to Juve, and a lot of them weren't up to par.
Yeah,
Would
he's still
Huijsen-
not
would
the
Huijsen
most.
fit into
He's
that?
still not the most overrated for me. Illing
Would
Jr.
Huijsen
was
fit into that?
way, way too overhyped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Huijsen fit into that?
Hey,
If you think he is, yeah, why not?
I
I think he'd be pretty high on my list.
he's
The way he's
ball playing center back that struggles to defend properly. You know where I'm at. That's all I'm gonna say.
All I'm seeing on socials is Real Madrid fans wanted this guy out immediately. Like
Saddam Hussein? Saddam Hussein? Come on.
Yeah, that's a brutal name. Brutal nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Considering Kelly's appearances, Juve should stop pursuing a starting left center back and aim towards a rotational player.
no. I still want a top guy.
In the summer, no, we still need center back. I'm still pulling
And
for
that's
center back.
that's not to take anything away from Kelly because he's been a revelation, to be honest, this season for me. But no, I think the Rudiger shout was a good shout.
I would probably agree. I would agree. I won't probably agree. I would agree mainly because buying a rotational player compared to buying a starter, or I don't know, maybe it's a Nessie, maybe it isn't. But I think it will be a lot cheaper and we can focus on other areas. Right now, I'm very pleased with Kelly, and his partnership with Bremer has been great so far. Maybe even add Kalulu to the mix. I wouldn't look for a starter to replace him, to be honest. I'm really
My
pleased
big
with
thing
him.
is the dependence on Bremer, and the stats kind of show you the proof. Bremer is right now the main man, and he is. They're all feeding off of that. I need another guy that you could rely on that could be considered just as solid and form that. So for me, yeah, I feel like they're pushing hard on midfield when you might only need like one actual set of traits there. That's probably where you save your money for me. But the back line, no, Kelly's doing well. I still want somebody. And again, there's a couple names I'm probably sending away. And that's probably Gatti and Cabal, potentially Rugani. So for me, you got to find somebody. You're muted, by the way, Omer.
So let me change it a bit. In the rank your positions that you think Juve should go on first. Go on buying, like I don't know. Striker,
But are we talking
fullback.
in the summer?
Yeah, in the summer, not now.
Yeah, I mean, depends how things finish up, but obviously striker.
Yeah.
Obviously striker.
Striker is the first on the list.
You need an outside player. So striker first, CBs, potentially two, and then outside player and one mid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I would rank it.
That's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. Left back has always been a problem at Juventus.
No, it hasn't always been a problem.
Left back.
Not okay. Maybe a problem is too harsh. Like, okay, I would phrase that differently. We never had a world class player for a long time at left back.
Yeah, you had world class players that could slot in left side and everything, but like Zambrotta could play left side and did on occasion. But the left side, you more often than not had your workhorses.
Yeah.
Like you would have your Pesottos, your Birindellis, etc.
Yeah.
Like you more often than not had your workhorses, but I mean, you didn't always have those guys there either, because you had Evra, you had 2 really strong seasons from Sandro, 1 exceptional season there from him. Like I said before, you had Zambrotta that could slide in there. I would say it's not always the case. It's just how the team makeup has applied itself, right?
Well,
But
the
no.
problem is you had one of the best in team history in Cabrini, and then that basically you're comparing everybody else to him, right? So
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we ever managed to, like, I don't know, past 95 to really hold on to a guy and he made it his position. Chiellini was there at the beginning, then he moved to center back. Asamoah was okay, fine. I actually liked Asamoah, but he wasn't like world class. And when you compare it to like your Lichtsteiners and all those guys, Ambrota,
yeah.
who made the right back position their own, I don't remember Juve, at least in my lifetime,
I mean,
having been quiet for like 7 years with the same guy at left back the way Lichtsteiner
Well,
did.
fucking Sandro was there for how many years?
Yeah, but he had 2 good seasons after
For
that.
a couple of years, he was pretty.
But a
he
lot
was-
of those years weren't bad by any means. It got
okay.
bad towards the end. But he still clamped down that position for a long period of time. I mean, we wanted the Chelsea move because it was a lot of fucking money. But I never felt like until the very end that he was like legitimately like, holy shit, we need to move on from this. He did hold it down.
I feel the Sarri season killed him because he had no one.
But you also had nobody. Well, yeah, that was the thing. Is like we literally got rid of Spinazzola, we got rid of Cancelo. There was no support. We got rid of all these guys one shot, and it was just Sandro an entire year. It's
with Ronaldo ahead of him, so we didn't really help.
It's actually insane that he survived, to be quite honest.
Well, he had Matuidi to help him with the running, but
we were talking about most hated players in the green room before the show. We didn't even mention Alexandro. He took a ton of heat, that guy.
Yeah, towards the end, I was one of them, right out there at the front lines, firing because it was just painful towards the end. But for a long time there, it was like, okay, nobody's taken the position from him. He's our guy, so it is what it is, right?
I think
okay.
Cambiasso is a very similar situation to Sandro, where you saw a lot of potential and saw some world-class performances, and it's kind of slowly...
Dude, Sandro went down as like one of the best for a whole season. Like he had an insane 16 season. Like it was insane. So like Cambiasso still hasn't even hit like a full season where it's like holy shit, right? Yeah. Sandro had that.
Yep.
Even Conte like had Peluso and De Chilio. Like those were the guys in that first Scudetto. That side was basically dead.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. That will be a quick one, and it will be a flip on the next gen question. Kenan Yildiz is the best player to come out of next gen, and it's not even close.
Yeah, easily.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Easily. No one comes close.
No.
Okay.
Not even.
That was
not
the bold
close.
Statements.
All right.
Statements. Hope you enjoyed.
Rank the masses, and yeah, we're tight. Rank the masses, and then we're gonna machine gun these Storm the Barns.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So, guys, it can't be debated. Locatelli is probably one of the most polarizing players on the team today, and possibly in Juventus history, right? Some
Yeah.
fans love him, some fans hate him. A lot more fans hate him than love him. I kind of feel, but um, so it really got me thinking to some of the most underappreciated and unliked players or underrated players in Juventus history. So today we're doing top 5 underrated or underappreciated players in Juve history. So number 5, Alessio Tacchinardi, 1994 to 2007. And this guy's probably the easiest comparison that I can make to Locatelli. So I'll go through their stats first, and then I'll give you a little bit of notes on them. So Tacchinardi, 404 appearances, 43 goal contributions, 5 league titles, 1 Champions League, 8 other titles. And I will say a lot of these guys that are on this list are in that 95, 96, super team that we had in and around there. So,
Yeah.
Listen, Tacchinardi's job was to make everybody else look better. Let's be honest. He wasn't there to shine. He was there so that other players could shine, right? He was great at breaking up plays, winning balls. He was the perfect partner for guys like, super talented guys like Zidane, Del Piero. And what I loved about Tacchinardi, because I did get to see him a lot because I am a little older, but he seemed to elevate his game during bigger games. Or he was always up for the big moments, I found. He was consistent, he had longevity, and he was just a super smart player in a nutshell. So I feel he doesn't get the love that he definitely deserves. Number 4, Didier Deschamps, 1994 to 1999, 178 appearances, 16 goal contributions, 3 league titles, 1 Champions League, 3 other titles. So again, very similar to Locatelli, this is a player that you're not going to see making flashy plays, TV highlights, YouTube, all that stuff. Obviously, YouTube wasn't around back then, but even when he didn't wear the captain's armband, this guy was like a leader of the team. He was always organizing his teammates, calming the team under pressure, telling everybody where to be. He was basically the brains of the team during that time. The guy wasn't really overly athletic, wasn't super technical, but his reading of the game and his brain was world class, and I would say he was basically the perfect player for Lippi because the guy was disciplined, he was structured, and he really just valued winning, and team glory versus, individual sort of stats or performances. I firmly believe without Deschamps in that team, that golden era wouldn't have achieved what they ultimately end up doing. Number 3, Angelo Di Livio, 1993 to 1999, 269 appearances, 48 goal contributions, 3 league titles, 1 Champions League, 5 other titles. So all you need to know about Di Livio is his nickname was the Little Soldier, basically, okay? Pure Juventus DNA, one of those great sort of workhorse player that every team needs, but he's never going to get the credit that he deserves. The guy is very similar to McKennie, like right wing, left back, left back. He was definitely a very good utility player. He made it work. And the guy had a motor similar to Kalulu now. The guy could run all game long. The guy never complained about his role, never demanded anything. He was okay with whatever Lippi wanted him to do. So, at the end of the day, he proves that you just need to be good at your job to be a key part of a great team. So, number 2, Gianluca Pessotto, 1995 to 2006, 366 appearances, 19 goal contributions, 4 league titles, 1 Champions League, 7 other titles. Again, another versatile player. He could play left back, right back, midfield. Probably one of the smartest defenders that Juve's ever had. Again, not very fast, not very strong, but positionally and mentality-wise, he was at the top of the list in terms of the teams that he was on. He stayed through the end of the Lippi era. He was there in the Capello years and into Calciopoli. He was always a good soldier. And again, another player that allowed the players around him to be better. He never won you a game, but he also never made those mistakes that cost you games for sure.
Yeah.
And then number one, and this might be a little divisive, but number one, Antonio Conte, 1991 to 2004. 418 appearances, 77 goal contributions, 5 league titles, 1 Champions League, 9 other titles. So think what you will about the guy, or how he is as a coach, but there's a reason at the end of the day that this guy's on the Walk of Stars for Juve, right? People look at his coaching career and seem to overlook the fact that this guy was a very, very good player. And it's really all the things that make him a good coach that actually made him a good player. Mentality wise, he played every game like it was a final. This guy was an absolute monster. He took losing personally, and he was actually obsessed with winning, similar to what he is now as a coach. I remember him coming on as a sub. You could actually feel sort of the intensity ramp up on the team itself, just because he willed the team to be better in that regard. And even when he was a player, you saw the early makings of a coach, because he was always directing teammates where to be. He was calling players out when they weren't doing their job. A lot of what you don't see on the team today, or in football in general, to be honest. But scored a lot of big goals in big games as well. At the end of the day, I think, again, Zidane was the genius. Del Piero was, the symbol of the team, but Conte was really, I feel like, the soul of Juve during that period of time. So,
all right.
So that's my five, boys. So to recap, going back, your top 5 underrated or underappreciated players in Juventus history. Number 5, Alessio Tacchinardi. Number 4, Didier Deschamps. Number 3, Angelo Di Livio. Number 2, Gianluca Pesotto. And number 1, Antonio Hairpiece Conte.
There you go. Omer, what do you think about that list?
I almost fully agree. I would take Pesotto out because I think he was actually very much loved. Maybe not the flashiest guy on that team, but he really, really loved Juve. I mean, where Juve got demoted to Serie B, he tried to commit suicide. That's how much Juve meant to him. So I don't feel like he was underappreciated, at least, from what I remember growing up. I would probably push Benatia in. And that would be my list.
I gotta say, rating them in terms of 1 to 5 is very, very difficult. That's very, very difficult. I think the names that are there are correct. I don't really have a problem with any of them. Conte was pretty appreciated, though, as a player. Like, it's kind of tough. I think Pesotto I'd definitely leave in there. I'd be making shouts for Lichtsteiner as underappreciated. I always felt he didn't get enough appreciation for what he brought. And my God, man, the guy was an absolute unit. I think it'd be safe to say that he exceeded the expectations potentially of that signing of like a journeyman type player or whatever. He was ridiculous. I also think Birindelli is underappreciated because of the longevity, and people forget he's one of the guys that went to 2006, that went with that group, and his name is often just not even mentioned, overlooked, because those are all the flashy names. But Birindelli has a long period of time and service to Juventus, and I think those are the guys I'd probably put asterisks with in terms of mentioning, is Birindelli and Lichtsteiner for me. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with the names on that list.
I would say,
I think Tina is right.
All these players really share a lot of the same traits. I mean, big motors, intelligence, leadership, versatility. It's, those are the best examples of like the depth players that you really need on your team to like be successful. And there's a lot of traits that we don't have on the team currently, right? So signing a guy like McKennie on the renewal, I feel like he's one of those guys that you really need on the team.
Yeah, you put Locatelli on those winning sides, just like these guys were, with talented sides all around them. Got a different situation, just like they all had a different situation. I'd say, like, if you're in today's era and you take one of those players and put them in the squad, you got the same fucking blip, 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 blip about those guys, that full list. That's the way it works.
I agree with Tuna. I think Khedira deserves a shout as well.
Sami Khedira.
For like
Yeah,
2-3
maybe.
seasons.
Until the
was
injuries
very
ramped
smart.
up, though, that's what really hurt
Yeah.
him. A lot of the flack he was getting was because his body broke down. I gotta say that.
He allowed Pjanic to do
Yeah.
what he did because he was smart, not because he was reckless or aggressive
Hey.
or.
Miralem Pjanic might have to be on the underappreciated.
Yeah, I think it was very much appreciated.
Officially retired now, Miralem Pjanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah,
Great thing on the stadium,
guys,
though.
this took running a little behind the date. Let's try and machine gun some of these, okay? Adam Khan, what has to happen to make us reach top 8? Well, it's a 5% chance, so I don't have the full list, but a lot of help. Let's put it at that.
Miracles.
Basically, everyone above us need to drop points. That's
A lot
That's the
has
main
to
thing.
happen. When is Omar going to play the Juve intro on the guitar? Next time he's on a live show. The pressure's on. Boom.
You got the chords.
Yeah. Juventus wants to buy Colo, but we got no Muani. Hey.
Adam, look what you did, man. Adam, look what you did.
Adam's got some competition, is what I'm thinking.
That was
Yeah,
not
1
bad
year
to
from now
enter your
we'll-
name into the mix there, Forza Juve. Not bad. What do you think
Yeah.
of Bukayo Saka? Personally, I think he's a Saka shit. Okay.
Adam, that's your best one. That's your best one so far.
Bukayo Saka. Good player.
Yeah.
Slightly overrated. We will regret the transfer of Kolo Muani on a loan till the end of the season?
I
No.
don't think we will.
No. Come on. How?
No, is exactly right. How would we? I don't know.
Watching Arsenal bottle the title would be as enjoyable as a Merda Champions League final where they got 5 dropped on them. Yeah, you know what? I don't even care who wins the Prem title. Like,
Arsenal always bottle the title. Merida making a Champions League final and then getting blown out, that's a rarity in itself.
It's not even Arsenal. Like the team in general, I
that's
like a
the
lot of
best
players on that
hate
team. It's
watch
their
ever,
fans.
man. That's
It's
the
awesome.
best hate watch ever.
The guy
Holy
crying at the
smokes.
end. Oh, beautiful.
My goodness. Giuntoli did make mistakes, but I would take him back instead of Kamoli any day of the week. He had clear ideas on what to do while saving us a huge amount of money. Holy smokes, Chris. Hypothetical out there, boys. If you had the chance to pull Kamoli in right now and just remove Kamoli from the group and you could pull Giuntoli in, would you do it?
No.
No.
I don't think he saved us money. I think he used up all the money we had for Nico Gonzalez and Douglas Luiz and Coop Miners and imagine the names that we could have brought. But at the time, those seemed like good signings.
Yeah, no, he saved us money. The wages he made the moves he could only do to get the numbers to a period where we could work. These obligations on these players, the only issues were this Luiz thing and how awful it went. Cope Miners is lost. That's not on Giuntoli. That's on fucking him. And the other thing was Motta. But I'll tell you this. He doesn't have what Kamoli has. He doesn't have the group around him. He was literally just dropped in there. Here, make all of this right. We're shitheads. We can't offer anything to you. You're by yourself. And when shit goes sideways, we're fucking throwing the pitchforks at you.
By the way, I said earlier that it was premature to just fire him immediately because they aren't doing the same role. Like Komoli came in, we still didn't have a sporting director up until a few weeks ago.
I'm just gonna say I think the biggest thing there was Motta and how much leash he gave him. Giuntoli followed suit and he paid the price, but I don't think it was that crazy. And I think ultimately if you look at the pickups he made, they're good pickups. they're good pickups. And do you want to pick guys up when they're on form or not? I'll always pick the guys that are on form. But doing it here for us is another beast. But one thing's for sure, he was moving. It's just he was moving for the wrong guy. Mota ended up being a disaster. But it wasn't as bad. And Kamoli still's got a long way to go. And he's got to pick up the fucking pace, if anything. Jesus Christ. Bring in a data team to fucking review all your fucking spreadsheets if it's going to take this long to fucking find a rental player in January. Say what you want. Juntoli brought you fucking rentals. One of them ended up being permanent. We wanted all three of them to be permanent. Kamoli is at January 28th. I'm waiting. And he got a situation handed to him to save face, which is Kolomuani. Hopefully he takes it. But speed the fuck up. Can McKennie be considered the best Swiss Army knife in the modern era of Juve? If not top 2, 3, who would be better? Best Swiss Army knife.
I don't remember. Go ahead, Omar.
Okay, I'm with you. In general, I don't remember a lot of Swiss Army knives. I mean, Bernardeschi was kind of that guy, but it was mainly due to injuries, and he wasn't that good at any of the roles. And my mind goes to the one player that I don't get the love, Paduin. I mean, people love Paduin, and we've seen him in a lot of positions at Juve. He never excelled in any of them. And if you want to compare just, player for player, McKennie and Paduin, it's not even in the same stratosphere. That's why I don't really get the McKennie hate, because people love Paduin and he wasn't nearly as good. I never liked him. I liked him a lot better after he retired because he loves Juve. But as a player,
I would put Asamoah on that list too, I think. Although probably not better than McKennie, to be honest. But he was pretty versatile for us as well.
I gotta say, like, Swiss Army knife to the degree of Mac, the closest, like, in recent times would be Juan Cuadrado. Juan Cuadrado occupied all the same positions that Wes has seemingly played. If you're going to argue about who's better between the two of them, Wes hasn't jumped up and down at an anti-Juve chant, so let's go with Wes, okay? And then fucking Cuadrado, that punk, he killed me after that one. Clown behavior.
But I do agree that Zambrotta is the best one ever.
That's all time, and that's not modern era Juve, but Zambrotta's by far the best. It's not even close. Yeah. Monaco gives great vibes, as we always got to the Champions League final when we beat them. Maybe again.
I really hope so.
I
really hope so.
Halma.
Take it easy. Take it easy, boy. Take it easy, boy. What's the biggest key to take that next step? Is it a world-class fullback, a creative midfielder, a center-back partner next to Bremer, or a Spalletti-style striker, or is it something different? You're not far off in terms... I'm going to say this. You're not far off in terms of roster. You're not far off.
Yeah, I think a fullback is like the pressing issue for me. I actually don't want to break that midfield partnership because it's really starting to look good with Locatelli and Thuram. So
give me a top key guy for Spalletti up top and give me a solid player on the left outside, like a world-class guy there, and I think that goes a long way. You're like 2, maybe 3 starters away from really doing damage, and if some of these guys around can move to a depth position is also good. If you can move guys that aren't going to be pulling their weight and bring in some guys that can push from the bench, fantastic. But you're like 2 starters away from this team doing some damage, I think, under Spalletti. And if you get those right, it'll be very fun to watch, in my opinion. I don't think you're far off in terms of roster. For real. Hope I'm not jinxing it, but since Spalletti took over, we look a lot more fresh physically. I don't know if it's because of Spalletti or that fitness guru, Burgess we talked about, but hope it goes on like this. It's easier to play with the fucking ball than it is without it. You get gassed out way fucking quicker. You're working way harder. It's as simple as that. Chiellini used to talk about it. All these guys have told you. Anybody that's played the game will tell you, you want to play with the ball at your fucking feet and let the ball do the work. It's easier. It's easier. Helps. If Juve win the Scudetto this season, is this the best ever? Of course, unlikely, but would it be the top Scudetto for you? Be one of the most unexpected? I'd have to say it'd be the most unexpected. I mean, 2011-12 was pushing for unexpected, but there was a little bit of magic at the start of the year, and like you had some question mark, Pirlo coming in, Conte coming in, like you stayed. There was so much to take in that year. It came out of nowhere. Cinque Maggio was incredible. Cinque Maggio, one of the best Scudetti ever. Would this one take the cake?
No, I think Cinque Maggio will be number one. Because of the guys we did it to. No, I think still Conte.
Those guys are top right now. They're top right now with 10 points. We make a comeback. We win this one this season. When everybody puts you battling for top 4, this would be a pretty fucking epic one, man. I'm not going to lie.
It would be epic. I'm not downplaying.
This would be a pretty fucking epic one, man.
It would be epic if we'd win it on the last day against Torino. Win it in a derby. That would be awesome. But it will also be tough to top that first Conte season because at the beginning of the season, the team seemed incomplete. Conte was an inexperienced manager he was at Atalanta in a bad stint, and then Bari got them promoted. But Bonucci came off a very bad season. Pirlo was old, and we didn't imagine he would be that good. Like we said, he had no left back.
But that one still doesn't top Cinque Maggio for me. 11-12 was great.
Yeah,
it doesn't top Cinque Maggio for me, and this one would be very close. So I'd have to say it'd be up there. It would be up there. That's tough. Watch along? No. One of my colleagues decided, I didn't even know he had the day booked off, so I'm stuck.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to do something to his workspace for sure. For sure, I'm going to fuck with him, okay?
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Burn a dog poo in a bag and leave it there.
Would you be okay with the Napoli game starting 11 being our A lineup next year?
No.
Yeah, I would agree. No.
No, because I want to push a couple starters in a couple positions, so I'd have to say no. It's not far off, though. Like I said, 2 starters. Give me 2 starters. Give me 2 starters. Challenging. And then we go. Hey. You're here. Wing of Winter. Right at the end of the show. You're here. Wing, where the hell have you been? You won a kit. And then we don't even see you.
You had us word sick.
What the heck? You missed the post-match after the Napoli beatdown. Anyways, congratulations.
I
was just about to give it to somebody else, but you won yourself a 120th anniversary Juventus kit, my friend. Congratulations. And by the way, you're late, motherfucker. You're late. Okay. Great to see you in here, Wing. Reach out to us, okay, so that we can send this one out to you. And we're just busting your chops, man. Love the support. Happy to see a longtime supporter win the kit, all right? So great stuff. Reach out to us. Let's get this thing mailed out to you, okay? On that note, there's some positive vibes going into today. I say there's more than style points up for grab for Juve. We look at Spalletti's lineup. I see no problem with those changes. We should still be able to push forward and get this victory today. Let's give Monaco a big fat day, okay? Tomorrow morning, it's post-match podcast, and we got another panel, and we're going to be ready to attack that one, and hopefully it's a victory show. Let's all enjoy the match today, wherever you're tuning in from, and hope we get a nice show, one that's starting to become common for Spalletti and the boys. Let's take care of business today. Let's see where the chips fall at the end. Maybe it's top 8, maybe it isn't, but you know what? Keep the wins coming and roll that into Serie A, and let's make a push and let's see what goes down. Mas, Omer, always an absolute pleasure, fellas. Army, you guys are the best. drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all right? And until tomorrow, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Monaco, te.